Guys, it's Abby. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be an eyebrow tutorial. This tutorial was actually requested by someone on how to do eyebrows for people with blonde or light hair. So I did film this because I was actually thinking about filming this a while back, and then having someone ask me to do it kind of just like pushed me to actually go through and do it. So that is what this video is going to be. I'm also filming 2 other videos today, or well, I've also already filmed 2 videos today. This one's eyebrows, the next one's going to be my eye look, and the third one's going to be trying out a new beauty sponge. So I will leave all 3 of those videos linked down below in the description whenever they're uploaded, so be sure to go and check those out. But if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and to subscribe so you can check out my other videos when I upload. And other than that, let's just hop right on into the video. Okay, so for this video we are zoomed up nice and close so you can see how I do my brows. First, I start off with the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and mine is in the shade medium brown. I tried so many brow products and none of them actually looked good on me. Even if they like matched my eyebrows, every time I tried to use them they just made me look angry. My eyebrows look super dark and I didn't like how it looked. It just looked like I completely filled them in with a big crayon or something like that. But this is the only product that has not done that for me. So for blonde people, I definitely recommend trying this out because I have darker eyebrows than my hair. So I didn't want to make them too dark, but I didn't want to pick a color that was way too light for my eyebrows and it just look all messed up. So for people with blonde hair who want to fill in their eyebrows, I recommend trying the Brow Wiz, and specifically the shade medium brown, depending on how your eyebrows look. But this so far has been the best thing that I have tried. So this right here is double-ended. One side has the product on it that you can just roll up, and the other side has a spoolie on it. So first what I always do is I go in with the spoolie and I just brush it through my brows to make sure they are in the place that I need them to be. Because if they are kind of out of whack and just not sitting right, then that is the first step to completely messing up and making them not look good, which is obviously not what we're going for. So I've brushed them out and they're not like perfect yet. I always go in and I pluck after I line the shape that I want, and that is how I maintain like a relatively good shape, because I used to just pluck wherever and then I would mess it up and it would be really bad. So first what I do is I just take it and I start from the inner corner of my brow and I lightly make a line of where the bottom of my brow is going to be. And I have a little spot that's like missing right here, so that just helps to fill that in and give the illusion that there is hair there. And then I go down the tail, and this is like the darkest part. I make sure to darken that up, and with this it's kind of hard to get a very clean like pointy tail, but that's okay because I go in with concealer and clean it up after the fact. So just do your best with that. And once I've done that, I go and I kind of get the top of the brow, but I do not do the top like right here because you never want to do that. You want it to look like natural and sparse right there. But right here what I do is I just go from the top and I kind of sketch it out so it just like curves downwards. So it looks just like that, and then I go in and I fill in the rest where there's any missing areas. Once I get towards the front, I start using a lighter hand because like I said, we want that to be nice and just sparse and fluffy, but I also don't want it to be bare, so I do fill in a little bit so it has a little bit of color behind the hair, but I do this a lot lighter than the other areas. So then this is what we should have so far. I feel like for some reason my eyebrows are a little bit different than other people's, because my eyebrow hair is actually really long compared to what I see on other people, And my hair, I feel like, is more coarse. I actually have that problem with my regular hair too. I can't do like messy buns because my hair is so like thick and coarse that how people, when it's like messy and it's just kind of like flowy and like flops out, but mine just like physically sticks out straight like a stick. It'll just like stick out the sides like that, and it just makes it look ugly. And I feel like that's the same texture as how my eyebrows are. Like my brother has very soft and I don't know what the word is. I feel like they're like thinner hairs, and then mine are like coarse and thick hairs. So I feel like my eyebrows are a little bit different than other people's too. But now that we've done that, this is when I go in with the tweezers. And I actually cleaned this up this morning because I didn't want to have to do a lot of cleaning up on camera. But I see a couple hairs that I can get rid of. Once I've done that, I go in with a clear mascara, and it's just to set my brows in place. And the one I use is the Great Lash by Maybelline. And actually it looks kind of gross because when I go through my brows, it like picks up a little bit of the brown color and then gets back in here, so it looks kind of like a little muddy and gross. But it starts out clear until you use it a couple times. But first I start by just brushing the front part, and then it like messes up right here, kind of brings that up. So then after that I go and I put that back in place by brushing with the hair towards the end of my eyebrow, and then I just gently do that. If I do it too much, then it will pick up some of the product that we have set down, and that is not what we want to do. And like I said earlier, I don't know if you can see this, but the tail isn't as crisp as I would like in terms of where I put the brow wiz, and we will clean that up in a second. You can see how red my skin gets when I pluck it. It's like really bad. My skin gets so red so easily. I feel like I mention this all the time, but it's really bad. I honestly turn into a tomato pretty much. Then to clean it up, I take my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and this little brush right here. What I do is I just pull it out a little bit, and you can see that there's some concealer that gets stuck right there at the top, and that's like all I use. I just grab a little bit of that. I'll set down the concealer, and then I start underneath the brow, and this brush is like wobbly because it completely broke, so I'm hoping... Oh, I just dug my nail into my blush. But I'm hoping that this doesn't like completely fall off, so I have to hold it a little weird today. But first I just go underneath the brow, and I start by kind of just like sketching out a line, and then I go and I clean it up a little more. And at first the line will look like this and look awful and like completely messed up, but this is the part where I go in and I like fix it up. I just do kind of like a rough sketch at the beginning just to like get an idea, and then I can go in and clean up the parts that I don't like. And here is where I can clean up some of the tail. I will clean up the other half in a minute, but we go back to the front where we started and just start to create a sharp line to clean it up. Now I'm dipping back into my concealer for the top half, and then I'm just going to do the same thing that I did on the bottom but repeat it on the top. And here I'm cleaning up the tail all the way. And then once I'm done putting the concealer, I'm going to go over the tail with the brow gel again, because that tends to move a little bit during this process. And then I go along the top, and here I literally just go, okay, this brush is totally like messing this up, but I literally just go up and it makes like this, I don't know, it's just like a weird line, and then I have to clean it up after the fact, but that just cleans up the inside area. And then I like to blend it into my skin a little bit. I need to put the brush down for this. I blend it into my skin a little bit so when it's time for foundation, it doesn't make like a very harsh line. The only part that I'm blending into my skin though, to be clear, is like the edges. And then like I said, just a little bit of brow gel, or clear mascara in my case, just for the tail. and then you're done. So now I'm going to do the other eyebrow, but I'm just going to speed it up and not talk through this one since I explained the first eyebrow, just so you can see it a second time. Okay, so here we have my completed brows, but I'm going to go and move on to my next 2 videos, and then I will be back to film the outro. So now I am back. I have finished my whole face and the other 2 videos that I had to film today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!